Hey everyone, last night we got the last batch of buffs for the 8th anniversary, and now that we have all of them, I kind of wanted to do a video and talk about each one and kind of give my thoughts on all of them. I will be talking about all of them as much as I can. I'm going to preface this with, there are some characters that I am not, masters of, so let me know in the comments why I'm wrong about certain characters. But we will also be doing a little tier list, kind of just ranking. So I do good buffs that I think are good and well done. Okay, where it's just like, this is fine. And then lame, where I don't want to say bad, because I don't think any buff is bad, right? Because it's always adding something. But could have seen more, right? Could have used some more. I also want to preface this with, I won't really be talking about, like, the choices of the characters, but more just discussing the actual buffs of them. There's one character that I will talk about, like, hey, should he have gotten a buff? But anyway, all right, let's get on to it with the first one. Artoria Alter, I'm sure everyone and their mother knows. She is super insane now. She's probably one of the best buffs they've ever done in this game. Just shooting a character from, like, middling mediocre to, like, one of the best buster loopers in the game, potentially. Check mark. Checks out. Obviously, just really, really strong buff. Lets her Black Grail loop, of course. And, yeah, this is an immediate just... goes into good buff. This is a really great buff. Now all they need to do is make sure we can get her in a reasonable way instead of story locking people and stuff. Not much to say, just new Buster Looper and a really unique way, I guess I do want to say. I really like this, the way they did this, like her getting NP off of hitting people with the Buster, I think is really cool. And I would love to see more stuff like that. I am a little sad that we didn't see this continue. This was, of course, one of the first characters that got buffed in this batch. And I would have loved to see that continue. I think this is the most unique buff of the batch. And so, yeah. So next is Jaguar Man. And Jaguar Man... it took me to say, but she had never gotten buffed before this, which is a little crazy because she's pretty old. So her buff is kind of interesting because I think the main buff to this is the cooldown, actually. So the first skill had a 10-turn cooldown, which was pretty rough. So making it 7 turns is really cool. It's still a really good skill. It has a lot of stuff. And then they added 15 stars onto it, so it's 30 stars total now. And you get the Force Battlefield buff for the 3rd skill. So I think this is a really nice skill to complete her sort of kit and skill set and what she wants to be doing. And yeah, I think at first I was like, this is a pretty whatever buff, but I do think this was the buff that was most in need, or sorry, the skill that was most in need of buffs, because 10 turns, that's old, bruh, that's old. Out with the old, in with the new. So I'm going to put this in good, actually. I think these first 2 were actually really good 2 buffs. Next, of course, my girl, Bradamante. I wanted her to get buffed. She got buffed. I was super happy. And I hate to say it, I think it was a very strong buff, but I would have loved to see a little bit more in terms of uniqueness, because now she is sort of a side-grade Bradamante, where, Bradamante came out, she kind of power-crept Bradamante. Now Bradamante is a side-grade Bradamante, where, hey, if you're facing Earth attribute, drop in Bradamante. If you're facing Riding or whatever else, probably Bradamante. Still cool, though. Happy she got a buff. And again, bookmark quick units getting buffs, because I believe we are going to get a quick buffer in summer. So, mark my words. Really, really good buff, but not a really fun or unique buff. So I am going to put this in okay, because I don't think it really changes the game or anything. You know, maybe that's not fair. I don't want to say change the game, because Jaguar Man is not going to change the game, but would have loved to add some flavor and stuff, you know. But yeah, okay. Next buff is William Tell. This took me, 45 minutes to figure out exactly what this buff does. But overall, it's not really impactful at all. And again, my William Tell fans, can you let me know if I'm wrong about this, if I'm missing something? But it just seems like a little bit extra turns to get the bonus damage from his NP if they evade, which I don't think is that good, because it's just basically, hey, if they evade and then evade again, you get that damage. I don't know. I don't think this is that good or really helps him at all. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put him. I have a sneeze coming. I'm gonna put him in lame. That sneeze was so devastating, I recorded the rest of the video with my mic muted. So we're gonna do this again. Run it back. Raikou buff is nice. She got pushed up with her all her other AoE Berserker Buster Berserkers with this buff. I think it's a really nice buff. I think she's pretty good now. If you need to hit her niches, she's probably going to perform better than your other Arjunas and your Morgans, but overall I think Morgan's probably still going to be the best. But she definitely needed a buff, and I'm glad she got a buff, and I think it was a nice buff. So, Raikou, good. We're going to show the tier list at the end because I didn't reset it. Hands buff, I think was a little, just kind of what are we doing? So this is the only character that I think really probably shouldn't have gotten a buff, or I really think Shakespeare should have taken this slot, because Hands has gotten buffed so many times, and I don't think this really pushes the needle for someone like me on my JP account, where I have a lot of support units. I don't think this pushes the needle for me to want to use him. And on my NA account, like a free-to-play account, obviously NA won't get this for like 2 years. The NA account, I think, or a free-to-play account, they would be using Hands already. Like, this does not push the needle for, oh, now I gotta use Hands, you know? So I don't really know who this is for. I would have loved for Shakespeare to get that love. But yeah. Next, Karna. Karna buff is awesome. Karna buff is really good. They finally got him out of the 25% battery, which everyone hated. Now he's 30% battery, but not only that, he gets increased star generation rate for 3 turns. That's like, okay. And then he gets increased crit damage by 50%. That's awesome. And then he gets 40 stars. Why does he get 40 stars? Awesome buff. Really good buff. Love to see it. Needed it. Let's go. Karna. Okita J Soji. Okita Jet Soji. Awful buff. That might be over exactly. This is not an awful buff. This is a sad buff to me. I really wish they would have got rid of her stun, because and I know that her stun works with farming, but now, like, she is still only basically a farmer, and even then, I don't know why you'd really use her, to be honest. One thing I do want to mention is that she's another quick AoE that got buffed, and they're really honing in on this 30% NP rate up, which I think is interesting. A lot of characters now have a lot of quick AoE have 30% AoE, 30% NP gen rate up. I think that's just they're testing their numbers. They know that this is the number. But still look out for that quick buffer for summer. Again, maybe I'm on Copium, maybe I'm on, whatever, but I don't know. Let's see. Still disappointed by this buff. I still don't know why you'd really use her, to be honest. And you can't really use her in non-farming content, because stunning yourself is not good. Next Anastasia, her first buff in ever. Kind of okay buff. So the original was it stunned one enemy for one turn. Now it stuns all enemies for one turn, but it's still only 60%. So that kind of feels bad. Also, I feel like in 2023, and y'all can roast me, y'all can tell me I'm stupid in the comments, but in 2023, can we not be 100% stunning the whole enemy party for one turn on a 6-turn cooldown? I think we can. So many people have resist and everything, like, come on. And then art res down, whatever. Cooldown goes down to 6, though. That's nice. Actually, I didn't notice that the first time, I don't think. But yeah, okay buff. I don't think one buff is enough to fix her, though. So, yeah. Let me catch my breath real quick. Okay. Kiyohime. Kiyohime buff I really love. And the reason I love it is because I love throwing dots. Throw more dots. I love seeing the damage tick down. And I love multiplying dot damage. So this is everything. This is everything I want. Is it good? I think it's good. I think it's cool. I think it's unique. You know? Always value in uniqueness and coolness. But, yeah, this is not going to make her one of the greatest characters of all time. But it will make her a very cool character of all time. And, yeah, Kiyohime buff. Burn, baby, burn. I love that it has 100% uptime as well. Yeah, 5 turns, 5-turn cooldown, 5-turn last for 5 turns. Love that. Yeah, I think that's it for Kiyohime. Abigail. You know, she needed a buff. She did not. This is not the buff we're looking for, to be honest. Not that I'm like an Abigail stan. I know I feel for my Abigail people, unless I'm wrong and this changed the game. But all it did is increased Buster performance by 3 turns by 30%, and then reduced the cooldown to 6. Now she can Buster Loop, or Buster Loop better, I guess. Okay, whatever. Thank goodness there's no other Buster AoE looping good foreigners in the game. Mandricardo, the boy. Mandricardo buff. Really nice. Love that he got a buff. Would have loved to see the threshold go up to like 75%, because getting below 50% is kind of tough, 50 or below. But like the idea of the buff. Like, hey, now you get all the buffs for one turn, one full chain, whatever. Go ahead, MP, yada, yada, whatever. Love that. Can get some more work in, get some more work done for the boy. Wish he didn't have to, like, kill himself or sacrifice himself. Wish he could just be with us forever. But Castoria. That's in a week. That's in a week. Artoria Archer buff is one of the strangest buffs in a while. 30% NP battery on the OG Looper. Lupin before Lupin was a word. And then ignore evasion tacked on there. This is just a complete, I don't know, out of touch buff. I don't know who this buff is for. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Feel bad. I don't know. Could have buffed the NP or something, but I don't know. Gawain, my guy. Y'all know he's my guy. I've been wanting a buff for him. Not like forever, because he's a pretty good character. I thought he was a pretty good character before this, but, he's one of my favorite. He's probably my favorite male unit, so it's cool to see him get buffed. The buff is to the NP, so it just increases damage, of course. And then now it increases own critical damage of Buster cards by 50% on Sunlight Battlefield for 3 turns, and increases own critical star absorption of Buster cards by 300% on Sunlight Battlefield for 3 turns after the NP. Really awesome buff. Love to see it. The fact that it was the NP that got this effect, though, is a little tough, because he is, of course, it's a very hard Buster, 3-Buster deck, so he's not going to be getting his NP a lot, but still good effects that you'd love to see. Would have loved to see the Belt of Berlac buffed. I love that name. Just because it's a weird skill, and like one turn guts is you know. But cool. Cool by me. And yeah, this is the little tier list. This is the little thing. I think good buffs are there. Okay buffs are there. Lame. And of course, this doesn't mean bad, right? Abigail buff is not bad. It's just lame. Would have loved to see some more stuff. Everything else, y'all can see. All right. I'm like out of breath because I'm trying to re-record this video again. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you want to see more stuff, check out my channel because there's probably also other content you can check out that you might like. All right. Bye-bye.